Hi everybody, it's Double Edge Games. We're going to do a Red Eyes deck profile. One of my favorite decks, one of my favorite old school decks for sure. Red Eyes has always been one of my favorite. So I've always been a fan of Joey, as you can tell here. So we'll just go ahead and open up with the deck profile for Red Eyes. So of course made a token because I can. So I run 3 Red Eyes Bee Dragon. I always play my favorite art. This is my favorite artwork. Then I run 3 Red Eyes Black Flare Dragon. I really just run him for another level 7 Red Eyes. I have a big pool of level 7s in this deck, and I hardly ever use his Gemini effect, but it comes in handy every once in a while. And then 3 Red Eyes Alternative Black Dragon. Now with Red Eyes Alternative Black Dragon, you pitch a level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster from your hand and special summon them. And this idea of this deck is to just try to spam 7. So he can actually be really helpful to kind of get rid of some dead cards in your hand and start filling the graveyard. And it's a lower 7, a level 7 or lower, so you can even pitch your Gear Freed or anything else, Baby Dragon, whatever you get. And then I do run 2 Teeny Spirits. So that's my level 7 package right there. Okay. Then I run 1 Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Because it's a Red Eyes deck, you gotta run it. And you can abuse them. And then I run 1 Summon Skull for the Red Eyes Fusion. 1 Meteor Dragon Red Eyes Impact for the Red Eyes Fusion. And 1 Gear Freed, the Red Eyes Iron Knight for the Red Eyes Fusion. Now, most of the time I just use these for the Red Eyes Fusion. He can become protection if you Gemini effect him. Other Red Eyes monsters you control cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect, which can be nice. And this one, the Gear Free, if you don't know what it does, once per turn, if either player equips an equipped card to this card, you can destroy those equipped cards, then destroy 1 spell or trap your opponent controls. Once per turn, you can send 1 equipped card you control that is equipped to this card to the graveyard. Then target 1 level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster in your graveyard, special summon it. So you can bring back more. It's kind of a graveyard thing as well. So I use them. And then I run a baby package. You run 3 Black Metal Dragons, 1 Red Eyes Baby Dragon, 1 Black Stone of Legend, and then a Rocket Synchron, which I use as kind of a tech. So he searches everything. Him I play in defense face down typically if I have used my fusion, because you can't do anything but set. And if he dies, he equips himself to the monster, gains attack, and then you can summon a level 7 or lower Red Eyes monster from your deck. He is for recyclability. Blackstone of Legend. I use him as well to every once in a while pull out another 7 if I need it. And then Rocket Synchron, I use that for a couple spicy techs in the extra deck, and he can bring back a level 7, a level 5 or higher Dark Dragon monster from your graveyard. So a normal, yeah. You can target 1 level 5 or higher Dark Dragon monster, which all the Red Eyes are level 5 or higher Dark Dragon. So with him, then you got to rank 8. Not rank 8, synchro for 8 as well. So off to the spells, I run 3 Red Eyes Insight, basically to fuel the graveyard and to search. I'll run a lot of 1-ups in the Red Eyes deck because I want to use this as multiple copies. So I've got 4 of all my 1-ups basically. So I use that for searching. I have 1 Red Eyes Fusion I play 1 Polymerization and 1 Claw of Heremos. This one's more of a spicy tech, more or less, and this is to kind of get rid of some dead stuff in my hands because I don't always want to use Red Eyes Fusion. I do not have Anaconda yet, and if I do get Anaconda, I probably would drop that and put like Dragon's Mirror in it maybe. But for now, I run it like this. This works out well. I'll explain more in the extra deck why I run what I run. For my draw engine, I run 3 Allure of Darknesses and 2 cards of the Redstone. I play a lot of level 7 Red Eyes. Play 9 of them. So I only run 2 though, because you'll only use 1 of these per turn. And then 3 Allure of Darkness because they're all dark. I'm real big into drawing, especially with Red Eyes. Don't like banishing things, but I have multiple copies of everything if I need to banish. It's not too big of an issue. Okay, so my Monster Reborn package. So on Run Monster Reborn, 2, 3 Return of the Dragon Lords. 1 is Protection, and 2 you can bring back a level 7 or 8 Dragon Monster. And I have other cards in my extra deck that are level 7 and 8 Dragon Monsters. So that kind of has a 2-purpose. Okay, and then I run 1 for 1. Typically I use this for the baby. You don't want to use it for him, because this card has to be normal summoned for use its effect. So I usually target him or one of the black metal dragons. And again, to fuel the graveyard. So off to the traps, I play 1 Red Eye Spirit, Monster Reborn. I use this mainly for the black Red Eye's Darkness Metal Dragon mainly. So I try to pitch him off the fusion with one of the fusions that you use. You send to grave, burn your opponent, and then I try to bring them back with that on their turn. Return of the Red Eyes. It just brings back normal monsters, and I got a lot of them. Gemini monsters are normal in the grave too, so that helps out a lot. 1 Red Eyes Fang with Chain. It's a snatch steal. It works great. I probably am going to move this up to 2. I do have 3. I used to run it at 3. I don't run a lot of traps in this build because my build's more to go second, because most people want to go first anyways. And like I said, this is more of a hobby build, but I love that card. And then I do play 1 Eradicator. Eradicator does really, really well against certain matchups. So you gotta run it, right? I mean, you go against Eldritch, it can't play their traps, because their traps are always traps. So certain spell decks just can't handle it either. And a lot of people are running that now. So if I do go first, that's a really nice card to get. I don't have a lot of monsters that are over 2,500 or more attack that's dark, but in my extra deck I do. So let's go to the extra deck. I run 3 Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragons. 1, because they're ghosts, and 2, because they're Red Eyes, and 3, because they're rank 7, and they burn. So, if you don't know what he does in an actual Red Eyes build, you can detach and bring back a Red Eyes normal monster from your graveyard, and special summon it. So, if you can effectively make one of these, you can get half of another one here on board with your effect to him. And he can't be destroyed by card effects, which is really nice. And every time your opponent activates something, you burn them for 500 damage. So, as you're going to notice in this theme, this isn't the FTK, OTK, burn, you deck, but I do a lot of burning in this deck because I enjoy that part of the build. I run 1 Big Eyes because he's awesome, rank 7. He steals everything. If you have something that can't be destroyed, you just take it. It's easier to go that route. He's also over, like, he knows he's 28 attack, he's 26 Eradicator targets as well as needed. The only other rank 7 I run is the Titanic Moth, number 28. Now, he burns. If you don't know what he does, because he is kind of different, if you control no other monsters, this card can attack directly. Okay, so if he's by himself, you can attack directly. When it does, so using this effect, the battle damage inflicted to your opponent is halved. When this card inflicts battle damage, so it doesn't have to be through that effect, to your opponent, you can detach 1 material of this card and inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each card in their hand. So, effectively, if you can get this to attack somebody, smaller monster, because a lot of people are running things that aren't over 2,400 attack, and run it over, even if you hurt them for 100 damage there, you can burn them again for multiple times of 500. So, it's a nice little surprise that most people don't see. A little spiciness there. So for my fusions, I run 1 Archfiend Black Skull Dragon, recyclability, more burning. 1 Meteor Black Comet Dragon, more burning. And he's the one I use to get Darkness Metal into the grave. Starting then Fusion Dragon. I use him because I had Super Poly in here. I kept him in there because I can still make them. Eventually I might end up putting Super Poly in again. 1 First of the Dragons. Now I use First of the Dragons very rare, but when I use First of the Dragons, he comes in clutch. He can't be killed. and then 1 Red Eyes / Dragon, which should have been over here, and all the Red Eyes fusion. So there's my main fusions, and then I do run the Claw of Hermos targets, the Red Eyes Black Dragon Sword, which this right here can make a baby dragon really beefy, which is awesome. So if you don't know what he does, he becomes an equipped monster, which also helps with Gearfried's effect and all that. If I wanted to, it can gain 1,000 attack automatically, and then 500 attack for each dragon type monster on the field and/or graveyards. And it's plural for graveyards, so your opponent's graveyard, my graveyard. So you play a Blue Eyes player, anything like that, or a Dragon Mage, it can really make this a low-level dragon freaking beefy. And then I do play 1 Rocket Hermos Cannon. This right here, I don't use it very often, but it allows me to attack twice on monsters. Or to make a second attack during a battle phase. So this kind of has potential for an OTK basis if I need to try to go for a game. So there's my fusions. Then I run 2 synchros. I'll run Beals, and Beals is strictly because every once in a while I'll still run into Trickstar players. Don't know why. People at my locals, when I was playing at locals regularly, could not get off that deck. So I just put that guy in there because of that reason alone. And then Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend, again, burn effect. I can blow up the board or blow up the field and then burn you for damage, 500 apiece. So the 2 synchros. Now for links, I only run Link Karibo. I am thinking about trying to make this deck a little bit more competitive and then put the Guard Dragon engine in it a little bit. But for now, I run the Link Karibo. Want it because get my play start going, and he can return himself to the field pretty easily. So that part's nice. And making something 0 attack when you have this on board with that equipped to it and it's late game makes it very nice. Because I can make this go 0 attack and swing for game fairly easy. I mean, this right here is already 38 if I have nothing else in the grave. Or nothing in the grave. Plus this guy's a dragon, so it gains 15 right off the bat. So if I have a stack of cards in the graveyard, it just gets really big really quickly. So hope you guys enjoyed my Red Eyes build. Now if you guys ever try to do this deck, let me know how it goes. I like Red Eyes, like I said, it's my favorite. He's my favorite artwork of Red Eyes. Always have been one of my favorite cards. Even in the anime, when I first started playing, this was my go-to card. So, there's my locals semi-competitive Red Eyes deck. It's not going to win you a YCS, but you could win a locals. You could maybe win a little bit further. ARG, maybe, if it's a small one. Something like that. Thanks for stopping by. Subscribe, like the video, comment below, and I might have a link underneath this video for my TCG. Feel free to support the channel by buying from me if you want. I also will be doing pack openings here in the future, waiting for boxes to get released again. Thanks for stopping by. Laters.